Uh-oh, now what? Don't worry, we got a fix for that. Hey everyone, Jason from Iron Fence Shop. Every so often an iron fence of ours runs into an issue where a finial tip breaks off, but the rest of the panel is still in good shape. This could be from shipping damages, dropping a panel on concrete during installation, or some kind of situation after install that breaks one. Rather than have to trash a panel that's 99% fine, we've come up with a small finial repair kit piece for folks to remedy the situation. So today I wanted to show our repair piece and go over how to install one when you are dealing with broken iron finial tips. Before we jump into the demonstration, I need to stress these are only made for our Stronghold iron fence line. If you do not have an order in our system, we will not send these out. Everyone builds their fence a little differently, and the tolerance on these are way too tight to ensure it could work on another company's picket or have a finial casting that matches ours exactly. Taking a look at our victim panel here, the finial repair kit will handle any damage or situation that is above the top rail here. So this could be as simple as a broken finial like this here, or a picket and finial that has been bent over. Now let's take a look at the finial repair piece. Here's an example of the finial repair kit piece that we would send you. At the factory, we weld the finial tip on top of a piece of picket and then cut it to match the installed height above the rail here. We then epoxy in a section of steel tube picket smaller than the inner picket diameter that allows it to slide in there. These pieces can be used on any of our iron fences or standard gates, but they will not work with the arched gates. The length of the insert you have here may vary too based on what style of fence you have. Now let's take a quick look at the tools needed to install the finial repair kit piece. Here's an example of what you'll typically need to install your finial repair kit. A caulk gun, a tube of adhesive that is rated for metal. These are easily found at any home store. Loctite PL and Liquid Nails are two brands you'll typically find. A cutting tool with a metal blade. I have a Sawzall here, but a portable bandsaw, angle grinder, rotary tool, or manual hacksaw are all acceptable too. Basically anything with a blade ready to cut metal that you feel comfortable using. A metal file or rotary tool that can grind and clean metal. A rust-inhibiting paint in gloss black. A rubber mallet. Painters or masking tape. Paper towels or disposable rags. The first thing we'll need to do is cut off our damaged problem picket flush with the top rail, like this one I did here. As I mentioned, any tool with a metal rated blade that you can get between the pickets is acceptable to make this cut. Just try to cut the picket as flush or smooth with the top rail as possible. Here's a smaller example scrap piece with all the top pickets cut flush. I do recommend putting a couple layers of painter's tape or masking tape over the top rail like this to help protect the top of your rail's finish. If you do nick the rail finish with your tool, just be sure to touch it up with your paint. Once you've cut the picket flush with the rail, we need to file or grind the inside of the picket here. When you cut the picket, there are going to be burrs or thin metal on the inside lip of the picket that we need to clean out so our piece slides in. While a manual file will work, I find power tools like this rotary tool or Dremel much faster and easier to use. Once you've cleaned the inside of the picket after cutting it flush, test fit your repair piece. If your piece doesn't slide in easily like this one, don't force the repair piece entirely in at this time. Just make sure the first inch or so will slide into the picket easily. If it's a snug fit and you push it in all the way now, the piece may not come back out before you put your adhesive in. It can vary by piece where some slide into the picket effortlessly and some require a little effort. Extremely hot or cold temps can affect how easily the repair piece goes in due to metal contraction and expansion. Again, this is not the time to force or tap the repair piece fully into the picket. You just want to make sure the end of the repair piece will partially slide inside the picket. If the repair piece is not fitting, you may need to clean a little more metal off around the cut and down inside the picket. Once you've confirmed the repair piece will fit, we want to remove the piece and add some of the adhesive down inside the picket. The goal is not to fill the picket with an extreme amount of adhesive. You want just enough adhesive so that when you slide the repair piece in, it's pushing adhesive past all four sides of the inner picket. With the adhesive down on the picket, press your repair kit piece in the picket fully. If it's a tight fit, you may need to use your rubber mallet to tap the piece in. If you do have to tap it in, be careful. Do not use a ton of force. We aren't hammering a nail and you don't want to accidentally break the repair piece as well. Once the finial repair piece is fully seated, you'll typically have some adhesive push out at the top of the rail. Use a paper towel or rag to wipe off any excess adhesive and then remove your tape. I would then let the adhesive set up for a day, longer if you're doing it's cold out such as 55 degrees or lower. Check the adhesive you purchased to see the setup time. After your adhesive cures, you can scrape any remaining smears around the rail and pick it with your fingernail or a stiff piece of plastic like a credit card that won't harm the finish. Don't use anything metal to scrape. If you can still see adhesive around the joint, you can give it a small shot of the black paint to hide the small seam if you like. If you do want or need to touch up the seam with paint, I do recommend putting the painter's tape around the area again to protect your piece from paint overspray and runs. At this point, the process is complete. You'll have a repaired fence or gate, and no one will ever be the wiser that anything was ever damaged in the first place. I hope this video has helped show the use and installation of our Finial repair kit pieces. Be sure to check us out here at ironfenceshop.com. Want some more touch-up painting tips for your iron fence? Check out this video we did. If you have any other questions, you can shoot us an email at sales@ironfenceshop.com or give us a call at 800-261-2729. We look forward to hearing from you.